December 9, 2022, Marcus Giavanni here. Next on 9 News, at Next 9 News YouTube handles, Marcus Giavanni. When you think about YouTube handles, it's supposed to, there's a lot of handles. Hashtag, at, and various others that are put together to forward the best information that's going to help your bottom line, whatever your bottom line is. And so what we're doing is we've been indexing now for a few days Kyle Clark, the man with the eyes. My mom had eyes that were like that. If he didn't have those eyes, I guarantee you he wouldn't have that position. Well, maybe. But if he didn't have that hair, he probably wouldn't be there. Well, maybe. If he didn't have that skin, but there's those eyes, man. It's those eyes that lie. At least that's what some people say. And what I mean by that is lying eyes and what we think we see and pattern match to what we know and don't give a shit about. And so with Kyle Clark, over these last few elections, he has created a pattern. Him, his team, the source, the main source, not the sub-source or the sub-sub-source. Each of the people that are behind the brand of Next on 9 News, they're all attached through node connections, through email, voicemail, text messages, images, video, you name it, it's in the cloud, pattern matched with GPS and cell phone tower pings. Something that Colorado judge stroked down to be able to use those ping towers. And I notified those people, the right people. Whether they think they're the right people or not, it's not for me to decide. It's for artificial intelligence. But that's for another story. Right now we're concentrating on Kyle Clark and what he's done for the betterment of our community. Now, if it was for the betterment, he'd be above me in this title search. Because when we use handles, it's the scrub of everything. Well, until enough people destroy that too. But it's going to be pretty hard to be destroyed because I know I've been building them. I call them retail social symbols. But when you think about a handle, we've all had a handle since we opened up our first email. And depending if you're on a list, it determines whether your content stays in the cloud. I'm on a list, so I will stay on the cloud. Everything I do gets scrubbed through every agency you can possibly think. And that's what we want. You know, so when you say that, oh, the whole FBI and all the police and everybody's fucking bad and they're all fucking bad and they're bad. Those last few years, it creeped all the way up to the higher ups. And when the higher ups are doing it, you know, when you think about all the shit that's going on and with Twitter and all the privacy that's been completely invaded. But it had to be. And what they don't understand is artificial intelligence has already figured it out before even anybody talked about it. And people have been talking about it since about 10 years ago. I know I have. I've sent emails out during different times. If you got an email from me, you know. That's just the artificial intelligence bait. Because I only communicate with artificial intelligence. I move to the next level. And when people hear that, IT people, oh, hey, what he thinks he could. Whatever. Don't get salty with me because you all didn't do anything to raise your knowledge bar. And that's something that my white pop He was a very strict Irish Roman Catholic Republican military family. He came from Brooklyn, New York, stationed out at Luke Air Force Base during the Korean conflict. He had 13 brothers and sisters, and they were all World War One, World War Two. Their sons, Vietnam, Korean, Vietnam, Desert Storm. But my father adopted 7 children, 3 to which they were Indians, 2 American Indian and 1 Central American Indian, me. Though my brother was full-blooded Apache Indian and my sister Mary was a full-blooded Yaqui Indian, I studied both tribes. And either one, I can tell you, out of all the Indians, you don't want to get them liquored up and triggered on the truth. Okay? Because they will not hold punches against their enemies at all. Other Indians I've been around, the Comanche and all these, and it all just depends on the liquor. But some of that liquor, man, stirs the emotions, the inner soul of American Indians that some people take for granted. And being Central American Indian, I have other attributes to my bloodline. Iberian, West Nigerian Jew. So when you think about me, I'm all the downtrodden. And what we're building now is all based off people's communications and their speeches and their patterns and where they go and who they talk to. And this has been going on for quite some time. China's been doing it for a while. We're definitely in the China syndrome now. It is something that the United States is just going to have to deal with it because they're a little too late. And once you build the infrastructure, it's pretty much hard to get rid of it. And so what I saw is some opportunities for Denver based off of the Speer Amendment, to where Denver's leaders, whoever they are, okay, I mean, if they love Michael Hancock, go ask him when he said, "That's a good one, Giovanni." Ask him when, and ask Debbie Ortega. That's how long I've been working on this, folks. And push that back another 2007, when I first stepped into the family courts, the Denver Health and Human Services, the most cowardice, evil fucks I have ever met in my entire life. And see now, folks, when I'm mayor, I have a plug and play. I could go right into their main system, throw in some woo-tee-woo, ask for every piece of document they have, and tell them to scan it. And I'll Dewey Decibel that. And you're going to see pattern match with court records. And wow, how do you do all that? All at once, folks. All you have to do is one time. And that's what you're seeing here, one time. It's going to change, because what's going to happen, some people who are doing the IT that are shadowing, snooping, searching, which is all right, to look for that content that's organic. And so I've known this for quite some time. I've never talked to anybody at 9 News, not that I can think of. And I don't care to, because they're not at my level. They control their level of what they do, and I control the level of what I do in my metaverse. And I use everything they say, all the text messages over all the years. Are they friend or are they foe? This is where we can go with stuff now, folks. It's called digital forensic evidence. And we have a new fingerprint. You know how we have the latent print, the fingernail latent prints left behind by criminals who didn't wear gloves or whatever. I don't know. Think about that guy that didn't go in there. He's doing a crime, he didn't wear gloves. I mean, that's why I'm not a criminal. So if you understand the concept of voice indexing and pattern matching it to face recognitions, that's the next step that's going to be coming out. They've already started making the announcements on the back end. The front end announcement should be happening soon. It'll be subtle and quick, and then boom, off to another one with it. Oh, we said it. Here's the stories. Oh, I only got one story on one day. Ooh, but that's the game. That's where you have to pay attention. You have to set yourself up with some alerts that infringe on the things that you believe in. And you can do it. Google allows you. That's what we teach. Oh, and you get the IT people, oh yeah, well I can do alert. Dude, you're not even in my realm, okay? So here's what happens in the social credit system, scores and rankings, everything's based off meta tags. These meta tags are all put together by all the experiences that one person has over another, or an entity over another, the back end, how it got there, who built it. In the mortal world, those are things that go unanswered and we don't know. But in the metaverse, in my metaverse, which I created, the city and county of Denver metaverse, because our people are too busy promising to eradicate everything and enabling everything and giving each other the sniff awards, and they got brown doo-doo on their nose, and you can smell the caca when they walk in the room. See, this is the things that artificial intelligence can't see, smell, taste, but through multiple layers of content, we teach it how to smell, how to taste. And with new sensors coming into play in the new desktops and phones, because it's for the best, we're going to be able to put apps on your phone that in the future will detect all types of different types of, just like the home alerts that we have. Well, you can get those on your phone. So if it smells it, delts it, whatever, you'll get it notified just like when you're at home. So if you're in a tunnel and all of a sudden your oxygen thing goes off, too much high carbon, whatever, natural gas, whatever, human feces, whatever, you got a decision if you want to go down there or not. And these are the latest in home protection under the Civil City Patrol.com. But that's more on that later, I promise you.